Thank you, Darren. Well, coaches, it's only fitting and appropriate as we just announced the Elite 10 and the top 10 or the top coach of the year that we actually have the 2013 top coach of the year, Lindsay Matway, on our call this morning to kick things off. So let me just tell you a little bit about her, and then we're going to have a great discussion here. 42 consecutive months in Success Club. She rank advanced 14 diamonds in 2013. She has 34 personally sponsored lifetime diamonds. Get this. This is just such a key indicator. Personally enrolled, 147 coaches in 2013. Now, some of you may be sitting back and going, well, she's the top coach. People are just going to flock to her. You know what? I mean, I had the same conversation with Janelle Summers, who's been in the business for quite a while, and she's a 3-time Elite 10 coach achiever as well. But you know what that really represents? It represents that they have put together a powerful pipeline. They've been consistent in their activity where now they have people that continue to come, and they attract because they've built a great pipeline that people can come into. So that's part of the formula for success. She has 252 total personally sponsored coaches. She was an elite, top 10 elite coach in 2011, 12, and 2013, and she did all of this by joining simply in October of 2009. She is a superstar diamond coach. She is one of the most driven people I know, has created a great business. She also has other top 10 coaches in her downline. Scotty Hobbs out of little old Idaho Falls, pretty cool. Melanie Mitro, who came in number 2, which is absolutely outstanding. So she's also great in developing leadership. So it's my pleasure to have top coach of the year for 2013, Lindsay Matway. Lindsay, did we bore you with all the stats?
I'm here.
Good. Well, let me just again say congratulations on achieving being the 2013 top coach of the year. I know that was a goal that you set at the beginning of last year, right?
Actually, no. I started out at the beginning of the year, and I was like, I'm not going to push. I'm just going to kind of deal with my leadership, and I want to make my other coaches succeed. But come to find out in this business, when you focus on helping others succeed, you just in turn start to float up to the top, and that's what happened. And of course, a little bit of a leaderboard kind of gets me a little drive in my belly, and once I saw myself at first, I was like, I'm not going to let it go.
Well, boy, so I was completely wrong on that as far as setting your sights. But regardless, you have done an amazing job in going after this. And again, I think the most important thing for people to understand is same thing with Wayne Wyatt. As you become top coach of the year, what that really signifies is you have helped a lot of people along the way and touched a lot of other people's lives. And I think that's the cool thing, and just the fact that you've got such great representation within the Elite 10 as well reflects very, very well on you, Lindsay. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you. That's the most important part to me. The fact that Scotty and Melanie are in there, that makes it so much sweeter. So I'm very, very proud of them, so congrats to them as well.
Well, listen, let's talk a little bit about what you did to be successful. And, of course, a lot of that is your approach to your Team Beachbody business. How have you approached your business? What kind of mindset have you had to make it be as successful as it is?
Well, the thing about me, and I don't know how many people know my story, but I'm not going to tell the entire thing. What I'm going to give you is just a quick synopsis of where I'm coming from. So I come from a family of 2 alcoholic parents. I ended up dropping out of high school to take care of my little brothers. I was a bartender before this. I had no other career past. I had no network of friends. I'm actually, and this is, I think, a surprise to everybody, but I'm actually a really big introvert, and I don't necessarily go out with friends every week or anything like that. I'm just kind of a homebody. I love being home with my family. And so because of that, I didn't get onto Facebook with 5,000 friends. I started off with, I think, 150, and I don't know that any of them really liked me. But I had to do something because I was in a financial situation. My daughter that I had about a year before I started with Beachbody had a brain bleed when she was born, and I acquired about $400,000 worth of medical debt. And I don't know about anybody other bartenders, but I didn't make $400,000 a year. I made about $150 to $250 a shift, and it was going to take me a long while to pay that back or come out of that hole. And so I found this opportunity just solely trying to get back in control of one aspect of my life, which was I wanted to feel like me again after having a baby like every other mom. And I started with P90X, and I just wanted to stay committed to it, so I shared my journey on YouTube, and I started getting all these women writing me and asking me how I had stayed motivated and what I did with nutrition. And I'm not an expert by any means, but I loved writing them back because I felt like I was giving something back rather than just serving up drinks. And when I found out there was a business opportunity attached to it, I found out through the phones. Nobody recruited me. By the way, there's people out there with YouTube videos probably that are not coaches. That could be me. So talk to those people. But I got assigned a random coach, and that person ended up not being active in the business. And to this day, 3.5 years later, I have never had a single coach placed underneath me by my upline. So if you have a strong leg, consider it a blessing. But I decided in that moment, I had played victim a lot in my life, and a lot of things just sort of happened to me. Life happened to me, and I felt bad for myself at the time. And when I first found out that I really didn't have an upline, I was like, why me? This, mine's not going to work for me. But then there's like a moment that I had a shift, and I was just like, if you want something, you just got to go after it. And I've got to treat this not as this $40 random business, but as something, maybe it could become something bigger than that. And I saw people like Josh Spencer at the time who were doing really well. He was my age. He had a daughter my age. And I thought, you know what? If that guy can do it, I can do it. If I really set my mind to it, I don't treat it like some $100 business or $40 business. I treat it like maybe a $100,000 business. Like, how differently would I treat it? And so I started plugging away, and, things started to fall into place because if you treat this like a hobby, it's going to come across and it's going to pay like a hobby. That's just the way it is. So I kind of wanted to take this opportunity because they let me talk about anything. That was the coolest thing that I heard when I found out I got to do the call for Top Coach. They're like, you can talk about whatever you want. So there's people on my team like Shay Stanford, who is amazing. She knows so many things about Shakeology. That's her passion, nutrition. My passion is this business. And I can tell you right now, I didn't come into this, like I said, with any business experience, but I've learned a lot along the way. And I wanted to kind of give people a breakdown of this business compared to other business opportunities or other things people do when they're trying to get out of debt the way that I was, or they're trying to make a life change, and kind of weigh them against each other and make you guys hopefully see how amazing this opportunity is. And so they call this the wake-up call. This is my wake up to the opportunity that is in front of you guys. So we all know this is a $40 business. I consider it to be a lot like a franchise because we have established products, a brand that's recognizable. We have marketing tools that are thrown at us. You guys can provide awesome training in corporate. So I have a coach on my team, and her boyfriend he's saving up to open a Moe's Southwest Grill franchise. And so I decided to take that one and use that as my example. And so a Moe's franchise is there's a $30,000 franchise fee, and then there's a minimum of $453,000 in investment to have the brick and mortar building, the products, that kind of thing. So $453,000, that's a lot of money. And this girl who was bankrupt and had no money, there was no way I could open up a franchise. So with the $453,000 investment, it doesn't guarantee any success. And yes, you have the products that are established and you have the brand marketing and things like that. But you also have to have, as a franchisee, a customer service that's amazing. You have to hire the right employees. You have to do your own marketing. And it's not like this guy puts that investment in and then all of a sudden, 3 months later, he's like, okay, why am I not in the green? I don't understand why I'm not making money at this. He knows that there has to be a trajectory of long-term investment with his time to be able to recoup that investment and then some. And then he knows that it could pay off. And why does he get involved with Moe's rather than anything else? Probably because he had gone into a Moe's, had a great experience, liked the products, and saw that the business was on trend to grow. Same thing with Beachbody. I mean, we have established products. We have brand recognition. We have awesome training. And you guys are paying $40. And then let's say, okay, let's break it down even more. Yes, we have to pay a whole $15.95 monthly for all of our back office, pre-established websites, all the customer service reps that are always on hand. You don't have to have any product at your house other than the ones that you're drinking. And so I went ahead and I added it up for you guys. Oh, by the way, the club membership, if you were going to have leads that they just give you, then if you add all that stuff up for an entire year, you're going to pay, if you break it down monthly, $30.91 a month for Beachbody, to own your own franchise of Beachbody. Now, okay, so I know everybody's going to be like, well, there's Shakeology on top of it, so that's another $100. So $130 a month for each month for a year. But I really don't even count Shakeology, honestly, because it's my meal, and if you break it down, you're paying like $350 for a whole entire meal. But let's say you do. Let's say you keep it in there. If you break that a week, everything, the entire cost of Beachbody, you're looking at $30.92 a week. $30.92 a week. Let me tell you, this girl was broke. Like at 25 years old, 3.5 years ago, I was financially bankrupt. But I can tell you, even as bankrupt as I was, there were places I was wasting $30 a week. And those things, $130 a month, that's your cell phone bill likely. I know that's mine. So don't let this business, just because you're getting in at so cheap, don't let it cheapen your mindset of what is possible with this. Because in 3.5 years, I have built a multi-million-dollar business with a $40 investment. Who gets to do that? The other thing that I wanted to compare it to is, a lot of people, it's very, very socially acceptable if somebody has a job and they want to further their career, that they go back to school, and they'll go to night school. And they will invest not only their time, hours of their night, a couple times a week, but then studying time to make sure that they're mastering that craft that they're going for. They invest money into paying for that schooling, and they have no guarantee that they will have any job or any income from that investment. They hope, and it's totally socially acceptable. It's awesome. You're like always so proud of them when they go back to school, and that's awesome. But why is it that that's more reasonable than investing that same amount of time, those few hours a week, studying and learning this business, and you don't even have to really invest anything into it? And you're actually making money as you go. It's not going to take you 3-4 years of schooling or 2 years of schooling to be able to earn money with this. And then I also look at like trade schools, like hair school. Somebody pays between $10,000 and $20,000 to go to hair school, and then when they get out of hair school, and it's about a year that they stay in that, when they get out of hair school, they also have to apprentice under someone else for a period of time, and they get paid sometimes nothing, sometimes a little bit they throw on the side, but they're working for free to hopefully eventually build a business, which they still have to build themselves. They still have to find clientele and build relationships and things like that. So why is it so different in everyone's mind that this business is not amazing compared to those things? And I'm not saying it's for everybody. It's not. But don't treat this business like a $40 business. This is a $1 million business. What thing could you ever invest in $40 and become a millionaire? I don't know. So then there's the thing of like the whole pyramid scheme. And trust me, like if I would have known when I called in Beachbody, I don't think I would have gotten in if they would have told me that it was any type of, relationship marketing or pyramid, that kind of thing. I don't think I would have gotten in because I had such a bad taste in my mouth. But I look at that as a blessing that I did have that taste, because now I know what other people think, and I constantly look for ways to show them the light, because I have realized this is not that. So first, if someone says, oh, is that one of those pyramid schemes, number one thing you need to ask them is, what do you mean by that? I remember this call from Bob Lucido and Lauren Knight. They said that, and I was like, it's so perfect. They don't know. They don't know what it is. So if you ask them that, they're going to be like, whoa, one of those things where people only make money at the top. Well, okay, hello, I'm at the top of my own network because I didn't have a single coach placed under me. So, yes, if that's by the top, that's what you mean, then yes, you have to be at the top. No, I came in when there was thousands of coaches already. Anybody can make this a successful business. Number two, our products existed and were sold at millions well before the network existed. So if you guys don't know the story of Beachbody, a network wasn't created so that we could sell products. We were already selling products. Carl and John created the network because they saw the customers were supporting each other on the Beachbody website. And as they supported each other, they had better results. And the problem they were having was people were buying the products, but they weren't actually using them. And they saw when people had that peer support, how much further they got with the programs. And so they thought, wow, these people are doing that for free. What if we pay them? What will they do? Will they have more results? Will they tell more people? And so they created the network to have people actually have more success with the products because they knew that initial investment that they made in us would pay off for them long term and we would all gain. That's what this is about. It's not this scheme where we created random products to throw at people to sell them stuff. Also, when you're signing up coaches, understand you guys are not scamming people into this business. I signed up 147 coaches last year, and that's crazy, right? But it doesn't matter how many coaches I sign up. I could sign up 300 coaches. If I don't help those people succeed, my income does not grow. I don't earn elite points off of signing up coaches. That's Success Club points. Success Club points are not included in your elite points. Top coach is off of elite points. Elite points you get when your team is succeeding, when they're hitting Success Club, when they're making sales. If my team is succeeding, I am succeeding. I'm not scamming anyone into this. I invite people to this business because I have a responsibility to share a business that is this big of a blessing with as many people as possible. And I'm constantly asked by Carl, he's like, what a lot of people get to a certain point in their success and what's your goal? Is it $1 million earner? Is it $2 million earner that you kind of slow down and enjoy things? No. My goal is that I want to help as many people get out of where I was 3 years ago with an opportunity that is ridiculous as this, that it's accessible to anyone, to an introvert, to a bartender, to a girl who is completely, broke. It's ridiculous. I cannot not share this with people. So wake up to the opportunity that is in front of you. Wake up to how huge the gains can be in this. If you had invested $100,000 of your hard-earned money, how differently would you guys be approaching this business? How many more sacrifices would you make? How many more people would you talk to? How many more hours would you spend studying this? How much more dedicated would you be to your own fitness journey? The girl at the hair salon, if she has bad hair, she's probably going to work on it because your clients are going to get a little nervous if you have fried hair and you're about to do their color. Same thing with Beachbody. You don't have to have perfectly long locks to be a successful hairdresser, but you better learn to at least do your hair. Same thing with business. You better at least have people seeing the differences in you. And it doesn't matter how much you have to lose. I didn't have much to lose at all, so I don't have a huge transformation story. You don't have to have this big blown-away thing. They just have to see you progressing. They have to see you being convicted to it and passionate. It's passion that sells people. You have to attend events. Look, I am so thankful, and I have to give a shout-out to Christina and Becky. They did the Miami Super Saturday, and they just killed it. I mean, it was amazing, and I think of all the people that went there for the very first event and how there has to be just a fire in their soul right now about the opportunity at hand, all the lives that have been changed. Things like that you have to attend. You have to be on this national wake-up call. You have people that are succeeding, and they're very, very successful. That's the only way we can get on this call, sharing all their secrets with you. You're crazy not to do that. You're crazy not to get on YouTube and see that almost all of the top coaches have all of our videos public. So all of our training videos that we share with our team, we're sharing with all of you guys. And that's the awesome thing about this company is we are all in it together. We all feel like we're a part of this family, and we feel a need and a want to give back. And that's why we do get on these calls. So just please, if I can do anything on the National Wake Up Call on, my top coach thing is to show you guys, my gosh, you have a clean slate. It is January 2014. 2011, this time 3 years ago, Jeff Hill knows the story, I set my sights on a Cabo trip. It was this clean slate, and in my mind I thought I can keep up with people if I'm zeroed out. A girl named Brittany Leggett joined my team last year, January 16th, 2013. And that girl became a 5-star Diamond Elite coach this year. I don't care where you are right now. You could have 0 coaches and 0 experience. If you set your mind to it and you refuse to give up, you can get anywhere you put your mind to. But it takes an investment, the same way those franchises take investments, the same way that college takes investments, the same way that trade school takes investment. Everything that gets you anywhere is going to take some time and take some studying and take some investment of your hard-earned life. But I promise you, if you stick with it, it pays off and you change not only your life, but lives of so many people around you. So, Jeff, that's pretty much that's what I wanted to get through today. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Maybe just a couple questions. Maybe your best quote of the day, okay, that just kind of hit me was, do you know how to do your hair? And you're going, huh, that's what you picked up out of this? It's a pretty amazing. But seriously, a pretty amazing analogy when you think about, yes, if you're going to be a hairdresser and you come in with you described it as burnt out, frizzled hair, someone doesn't want to have you do their color. You go learn how to do your hair. And the analogy of working your Beachbody business, no, you don't have to be perfect, but you do have to go learn. You do have to put one foot in front of the other to go learn how to do your Beachbody hair, so to speak, and continue to grow. And Lindsay, I've watched you learn how to do your Beachbody hair over the last 3 years and evolve into this tremendous leader, and of course, accomplished a lot of things. One of the things Lindsay didn't share that I just thought was just an awesome accomplishment this year was, you just tell the story real quickly about your home. I know that may have been one of you. I want to say anything about what it was because you're going to say no, it wasn't, Jeff. But tell a story about your home. I think that's a great. Just very quickly.
Okay. Well, growing up, I had a kind of a crazy home, and like I said, I had 2 alcoholic parents. Nothing was ever clean, and we had a lot of dogs, and it was just crazy. And so I have a 4-year-old, and all I want is to provide a beautiful home for her that she can come home to and we feel safe. And it's our place that she invites her friends over. And for me, I had gone through not only bankruptcy, but I had gone through foreclosure on my home that I had bought when I was 20. And I could have bought a multi-million-dollar property. I mean, we were making great enough money with Beachbody. We can afford things that I would have never imagined. But I decided to take a step back and know that I'm an example for a lot of people and know that we don't need all that. And we have a financial responsibility to provide a safe haven for our daughter. And so we decided, rather than finance some big, giant, enormous home, we purchased a home that is beautiful, and it's right in the neighborhood where I grew up, and it's completely paid for, 100%. I paid every single dime of it off, and we now live in here scotch-free, thanks to Beachbody, 100%, and yeah, so it feels amazing. We actually just got back from Miami yesterday, and just to get into bed, I wish I could hug my house because I just love it so much. It feels like freedom, and that's what this business is all about, is creating that freedom for as many people as possible.
Well, you talk about creating a safe environment. I don't know that there's a safer environment you could have than one where you know it's yours and that,
right.
And that peace of mind. One last quick thought, and we've got to wrap here, Lindsay, but the theme of 2014 is never give up.
Right.
What's your last thought on that?
I just hope that everyone that's on this call takes a step back and thinks about all the things I said today about the potential of this, but also knows that you're not just going to get in and understand everything right off the bat. And it's going to be confusing, and there's going to be people who don't want to do what you do. There's going to be people that say no to you. There's going to be people that think it's a pyramid scheme. There's going to be people that doubt you. When it comes down to it, you've got to be willing to give it at least a year. At least a year. So I would say my never give up goal for you guys would be here a year from now and sit on the call this time next year, January, and give everything you've got from now until that time. And I know 100%, you will be so much further along in your business, and you'll have changed so many lives, and you'll have overcome so many things that in your mind are not possible for you right now. So that would be my never give up goal. I'd be at Summit, number one, and then be here a year from now.
Good stuff, Lindsay. Hey, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for just, great insights on the nature of this business, the nature of the investment, and really, like you say, the never give up of choose to be here. Make a decision. Get rid of the wishy-washy language in your vocabulary that, that I'll try. Just put a stake in the ground. Be
Absolutely.
Unequivocal that, yes, I will, no matter what. I'm not going to give up. Those are the people. When Lindsay approached me, first time I ever met her, and said, Jeff Hill, I will be at Cabo, I just thought, you know what, pretty cool. And looking back, that's when I think of Lindsay Matway, I think of that moment, and I go, that was a defining moment for her. Coaches, so thank you so much, Lindsay, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I'm so thankful to be here.
You bet. Well, coaches, let me we've kind of closed this call, but, just talking about the defining moment. Many of you have seen the great movie Tin Cup. Probably most of you have never seen it, but it's a golf movie. But there's a quote that I love from it, and it's this: when the defining moment comes, either you define the moment or the moment defines you. When the defining moment comes, either you define the moment or the moment defines you. My challenge to you, coaches, we're at the front of 2014. This can be, should be, must be a defining moment in your life if you are going to create the kind of change which so many of you have. And the question is, are you going to define the moment, or will the moment define you? So, coaches, let's make this an absolutely outstanding year. We've got so many things laid out. We've talked about it on the Super Saturday. You know what it is, but choose to make this a great year. So, coaches, thank you so much, and we'll be looking forward to talking to you next week with none other than a guy by the name of Shaun T. Sandy Buadana.
Thank you so much, Jeff and Lindsay and Darren. What a great call. You're going to want to listen to this one again. So write down this number, 832-225-5065, and